Hi everyone, I'm Zoe with True Crime Stories. Real crime, real people, and real horror. Today's episode is going to be on lovers on the run. They were young, they were in love, and together they became two of the most infamous criminals in American history. This is the story of Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, lovers who turned crime into a legend. Clyde Barrow grew up poor in Texas during the Great Depression. In and out of trouble, prison hardened him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. Bonnie Parker, smart and artistic, dreamed of acting, poetry. Life heartbreaking left her searching for escape. When she met Clyde in 1930, sparks flew. She didn't fall in love with a criminal. She fell in love with someone who made her feel alive. Clyde returned to crime quickly. Robberies, stolen cars, and escapes. Bonnie refused to leave him. Soon, the Barrow gang was formed. They robbed banks, stores, and gas stations, while constantly running from the law. Newspapers turned them in. Folk legends, but reality was hunger, fear, and danger. Crimes became more violent. Shootouts with police were frequent. They lived recklessly, constantly injured, always one mistake away from death. Their love story was real, but it was soaked in blood and consequences. By 1934, they were Americans' most wanted. Authorities used betrayal to track them. On May 23, 1934, a remote Louisiana road, police ambushed their car and opened fire. Over 100 bullets ended their story instantly. The nation was stunned. Crowds gathered. Souvenirs were taken from their car. They became legends, idolized outlaws of American history. But the truth is complex. They were victims of poverty, criminals by choice, fearless, reckless, deeply in love, and doomed from the start. Bonnie once wrote a poem predicting their fate. Someday they'll go down together, and they'll bury them side by side. And that is exactly what happened. Their story remains one of loves, danger, rebellion, and tragedy. Their deaths made headlines around the world. But the story of Bonnie and Clyde didn't end on that lonely Louisiana road. Today we're diving deeper into the myths and the truth, and the legacy of the most famous outlaw couple in American history. Even while alive, newspapers turned Bonnie and Clyde into celebrities. Reporters exaggerated stories, glamorized their love, turned them into one larger-than-life rebels. Photos of Bonnie posing with guns, cigars, sealed their legend. To a struggling nation during the Great Depression, they weren't just criminals to some. They looked like revenge against the banks and the system that had failed the ordinary people. They wanted to be remembered, and in a way they were, but history remembers them not for romance, not for rebellion, only for the violence they left behind. Two young lives driven by love and recklessness, ending in one of the most infamous finals in American history. And what makes their story so haunting is how human it all was. Two people chasing excitement, loyalty, and escape. Finding only death. Bonnie and Clyde became symbols, but the reality was far darker than the myth. And that's the truth behind Bonnie and Clyde. Beyond the songs, the movies, and the glamour, just a brutal reminder that real crime has real consequences, and no legend is worth the lives that were lost along the way. Thank you for listening to the story of Bonnie and Clyde, a tale often wrapped in romance and rebellion, but at its core, one marked by violence, loss, and lives forever changed. As the echoes of their final moments fade into history, we're left with a powerful reminder behind every legend is a reality far darker than the myth. Remember, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next case.